That's what is coming and incrementally occurring. And I think we're all beginning, or at least I, Martin, and many listening, are sensing that it is beginning to accelerate. And Martin and I were just off camera speaking about Red October. Martin, would you like to share some points on that?
Yes, Red October is for sure coming. First, if you don't mind,
Please.
it was a perfect segue into Three Eye Atlas. When you're
Mhm.
talking about the Earth and everything changing, the frequencies, because that's exactly what Three Eye Atlas is doing. They, in fact, as they went by Mars, they gave that a burst of energy and frequency to help the plant life there start to grow and stuff. But what
Yes.
they're doing as they near us, they are bombarding us with frequencies, energy, and they're changing us. And they are being, as my understanding, they're being escorted by a number of smaller craft.
Yes.
They are indeed being, how can commandeered? I don't think that's the right word, but they're being, the craft is being driven by very advanced beings.
Very much so, Martin. And Mars, especially when you look geologically at the valley systems and indeed the river and stream systems, Mars used to be a water rich world. And I think 5 years ago, maybe more recently, one of our rovers scratched into the surface of Mars, and also they found ice, and then that ice sublimated. So it went from ice to a gas. And so Mars used to be an extremely water-rich world. It had seas, and geologically, it slowed down or died, so it didn't have the same geothermal element occurring to hold an atmosphere, to hold that water. And there's even some suspicion, strong suspicion, that Mars may have been involved in a war that blew off a lot of its atmosphere or blew off a lot of that water. And a lot of that water has gone back into the planet surfaces or soil or stratigraphies, as well. I think we're going to learn a lot more about. And yes, this Three Eye Atlas mothership is beaming and broadcasting higher resonant frequencies to awake not only our dormant DNA, but also dormant levels of consciousness to unlock what has been put in place that has kept us locked away from our true latent abilities as spiritual beings, as infinite divine bodies of light. Every soul is one made of pure love. And if you could see an individual soul, it's impossibly bright. And it's so bright, it has the quality of all-encompassing clear light. I'd also like to share that these frequencies being broadcasted from this benign mothership that is slowly approaching us, yes, it does have protective, basically destroyer Starcraft riding alongside it that protect it. But these frequencies are awakening our latent abilities incrementally and tailored specifically with incredible precision to each of our current stages of perception, of consciousness, of levels of sensitivity. And part of the 3IA mothership is to and it's acting also, Martin, not as a comet. It's also, giving off different types of frequencies and colors that comets don't do, e.g., outgassing that comets typically do not have. And I also believe if this is true, its velocity is shifting, as is its trajectory, that is contraindicating to the tidal or gravitational forces of the planets it's slowly going by. So, and I've also heard that there may be other comets or motherships behind it. And this is just kind of very gentle pebbles in the flat, calm serenity of our species consciousness to begin to wake us up that how many interstellar objects actually do come through our solar system? Because there have been at least, I think, 3I Atlas is the third one. And within a decade and a half, I mean, statistically, that's I think significant. Obviously, Martin, what I'd love to have happen is this is the preamble to more overt Starcraft being visible in our skies that aren't cloaked, that will allow us to understand slowly that we're not alone, that the star people who are here are altruistic, highly spiritual, and what seems to be an increasing part of the divine plan to reawaken humanity to a higher order. And I think ultimately that is the divine plan for this beautiful world.